Welcome back to another flower talk where I'm going to go through some flowers and foliages that you could grow in your garden. Now, I'm no expert gardener, but I do try most years to grow things in the garden that I can use in floral design, and I really love that sort of country look. So we've looked at quite a lot of flowers that I would categorise as that really soft, whimsical look. And this week is no exception really. I've got a few whimsical materials that you might not be familiar with, and I've got some good standard flowers that you will recognise straight away. And I'm going to start with a flower that you will all be familiar with, but you might not realise it's an outdoor grown chrysanthemum. And I wish I could say I'd grown this, but I haven't. A friend of mine's mum grows this in her garden, and I've got to the point now where I'm wandering around and I'm visiting family and friends, and I'm thinking, oh, there's a flower in that garden, or there's a shrub in that garden that I could talk to you about. So I think not everything I've got today is from my garden, but there are a few bits and pieces. So if you're a friend of mine and I come to visit, I'm likely going to go out and raid your garden. So this is an outdoor grown chrysanthemum, and traditionally a chrysanthemum is an autumn flower, late summer, autumn flower. If you got married during the war in the 1940s, you could pretty much tell what time of the year it was by whatever flowers the bride was carrying, because they would have only been able to pick something that was from their garden. And more often than not, an autumn bride would be carrying some locally grown flowers that would probably have come from somebody's allotment. And these remind me of working in a florist shop. I knew when they came in, you know, towards the end of the summer, start of the autumn, that Christmas was on its way. And it's got a really strong smell of chrysanthemums that you can't mistake. It's that smell that you get when you walk into a florist shop, and it just takes me back to those days of working in a flower shop. And this is such an amazing stem. My friend's mum had several different colours, but this was the favourite that I chose. Oh, I love them. It's not everybody's favourite smell. I think probably somebody will say it smells like a funeral, but I absolutely love them. So if you're good in the garden, grow some chrysanthemums. But remember, it's a seasonal flower. Like a lot of what I'm talking about, it will only come up in the garden in what I'm going to refer to as the autumn, because I'm here in the UK. Now, alongside those chrysanthemums in the garden, you could well be growing some dahlias. And you wait until you see this one, because if you're like me, I'm just very envious. This one is Cafe au lait. It's seen better days. But again, I've pinched this out with my friend's cut-in patch, and it was low down on the plant where the slugs were getting at it. She wasn't going to use it, so I thought, oh, I'll take that and I'll discuss it with my viewers. So Cafe au lait, it's a huge dahlia head, very, very fashionable in the floristry world at the moment, and I've yet to succeed with dahlias. I don't think I look after them well enough in the winter, but this is my goal, to be able to grow more dahlias. So that one's Cafe au lait, and I don't know these two varieties, but more of a little pom-pom dahlia. Oh, just so lovely, very, very fashionable. If there's something you want to try growing, then for me it's going to be dahlia. But again, a seasonal flower. So they're only in the UK garden in the sort of, well, midsummer really into autumn. The weather here, I know I keep saying it, but we've had a terrible summer. If it's warmer, they would be flowering maybe a month ago, so beginning mid-August. Mine in the garden are only just trying very hard to open, and it's mid sort of second week of September at the moment. Now, the next one is a flower that you will probably recognise from the garden. Again, it's a bit scruffy, because it's from a garden. This is Hypericum, and this time of the year, the Hypericum berries that could be yellow or apricot or red in the summer start to go this much darker shade. So these work fantastically well in floral design, but you would have to take away all that greenery and use just the head. Amazing again for buttonholes, great in floral design. It just needs Just needs to have the foliage removed from it. And what's even better is the common name for this is Rose of Sharon. I would like to say it's been named after me, but obviously it hasn't. So Hypericum, different colours available, and a really good one for floral design. Now the next one, each week I like to show you a flower that you might not have seen before, and this is the one I've got this time, and I'm not going to tell you what it is until you've had a little look at it. Does anybody recognise it? Now this, as a florist, I know as Thlaspi, and when we buy it as a florist, its common name is green bells, and I'm just going to remove off these white tops. When we buy it as a florist, we get it like this, with just the seed head. So again, like I've mentioned in other videos, that there is all seeds. Dry that off, plant it in your pots or your garden, and you're going to have lots of flowers. And I don't really know why, as a florist, it's not sold to us with the white flower on the top. It's only ever sold to us in this manner here. So as a florist, we know it as Thlaspi, Thlaspi. It's a good job my teeth stayed in. And as a gardener or somebody looking to grow it in the garden, you would buy it as Pennycress. And this time of year, again, probably would normally have flowered in August. This has just randomly come up in pots of mine in the garden. And I'm guessing that I collected seeds last year. Oh, I can't remember what I did last year. I'm guessing that I collected seeds last year and I've sprinkled them over the garden, and they've sort of almost randomly appeared in the garden. So Thlaspi green bells, if you're a florist, if you want to grow it in the garden, it's still Thlaspi. Thlaspi arvense, I think it is. Arvense. I'll put it in the description box. But you have this lovely, lightweight, floaty material that's going to look fantastic in any type of sort of country design. Really beautiful. And along the countryside theme, this one is so easy to grow. It's so easy to grow, it even sells seeds in the pathways outside my studio. This one is Panicum, so Panicum grass. I'm going to guess the variety is fountain, but there's so many different varieties that is really a random guess. So Panicum fountain, it comes from a sort of cluster and it branches out. I've got some of this growing in pots at home. Keep cutting it, it keeps on coming and coming and coming in a bountiful supply. It's amazing, cut down short. Not quite sure if the camera will pick that up, in buttonholes. Have you noticed I've got a thing about buttonholes? And it looks amazing in any country style arrangement. And again, this is all seeds. So if you see one, if you have it delivered and you don't want to buy a packet of seeds, then dry that and store it. And just Google or look on YouTube on how to grow seeds, because that one is just amazing. And if I can grow it, you can grow it too, because I find it easy. Now I'm going to move on to 3 greeneries, and the first one is Pittosporum. This one is Pittosporum Tom Thumb, and has that gorgeous burgundy tone to it. This unfortunately is not in my garden, it's in a friend's. When it starts, the new growth is that limey colour, and then as it matures, it turns into that beautiful burgundy shade. And if you're looking to add that darker colour into arrangements, and you can't go wrong. It's a fairly slow growing shrub, so you won't be able to pick from it a huge amount, but isn't that just fantastic? And imagine that in the garden alongside sort of apricots or even pink shades. It would look amazing. So Pittosporum, that variety I know is Tom Thumb. There's probably other ones similar to it with different names. And then I've got a soft, delicate Hebe, and I'm not sure whether I looked at something similar in week 1. But this has come again from a friend's garden. You can tell I've got florist friends, can't you, with nice shrubs in their garden. This one has a lovely grey tone to it. Grey in the floristry, flower arranging, gardening world is often referred to as glauca, and it's a dainty little foliage that you could use in small arrangements, or you could use on a big stem in a bigger arrangement. My preferred use of this is in small arrangements, and again, buttonholes. Everything for me is in a buttonhole, and I love it. Absolutely gorgeous. And then I'm going to finish with one that you might all recognise. This is Skimmia. There are lots of different types of Skimmia. Some have the berries on it, some have lime green berries, and this one is Skimmia japonica. And this one is a very nicely looked after one because the leaves are a really lush green. The ones I've got in my garden are lacking in nutrients because the leaves are very sort of yellow in colour. So what do we think of those? Lots of different things for you to think about. I'm hoping that I'm really helping you understand what flowers you can grow in the garden. I'll write all the Latin names and the common names, if I know them, in the description box at the end. And please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell to be told every time I upload a new tutorial. And if you want to help the free videos continue and you want me to be able to buy lots more plants and seeds and pots and flowers, then you can make a donation via the super thanks to help the channel keep running. See you soon. Bye for now.